Greetings and welcome to our Wholesome Wednesday on our Mercy Abounds platform. Thank you so much for your continued support. Let's subscribe, let us like, let us comment, let us give feedback so that we might grow. So today on our Wholesome Wednesday, last week, remember, we spoke about a God that wants to tabernacle with his people, and we spoke about how could a God that is so holy want to dwell amongst an unholy people? And we discussed that this God, this views, this before he looks at the law, he looks at the mercy. He looks at the mercy seat. And then when he has now looked at the mercy, at the blood of Jesus that was shed on Calvary, he then goes to the law so that we are not consumed. So when he looks at us, how we sin, he's compassionate, right? He is driven by compassion after he has actually viewed the mercy, right? So today we have heard about the measurements, the specifications, what they're supposed to do. Those who need consecration, they've been consecrated. Now we're on chapter 32, and there is something that is happening here. The children of Israel that had a God that actually took them out of captivity, who parted the Red Sea, who provided for them in the wilderness, who did wonders for them, who had a covenant with them, who actually gave them the commandments, who actually it came through for them in different situations. And they said, we are allowing ourselves to be the vassals and you are the suzerain. We have this covenant, you are in charge. Whatever you ask us to do, we will do, obey. These are the children of Israel. Now in chapter 32, Moses has gone up the mountain for 40 days. And they are seated there. They are anxious. They can't keep still. And what do? They say to Aaron, can you make us a God that we can worship? A God that can lead us. As for Moses, we do not know what is happening with him. We do not know about Moses and his God. Now it's Moses and his God. But as for us, make us a God. And Aaron says, okay, you want a God. Actually, this is my opportunity to actually make a God, to create a God. And he says, bring all the jewelry you have. They bring their jewelry, they bring their ornaments, they bring everything. And remember, the jewelry that they are bringing, the ornaments that they are bringing, God had actually made the Egyptians to look at the Israelites with favor when they were leaving Egypt. So they looked at the Israelites with favor. That's what made them, their hearts were stirred to actually give them these gifts, the bangles, the whatever ornaments they were given that were made of gold. God is the one who gave, who gifted. Not that they deserved, no. He had to move the Egyptians' hearts so that they are given. So that at the right time, when he asks for these things, they will be able to give. So they are given and they go. They are crossing the Red Sea, they are carrying these bangles, they are carrying these children, they are carrying these ornaments as they are crossing the Red Sea. They are getting stuck in all these situations. The jewelry is still in their bag, in their bags. Now, at this time, it is only at this time that the children of Israel, they are actually making a God using the jewelry that they had in their bags. There is something about us when we are so anxious and when we are sinning. We don't think much. I think our reasoning is questioned when we are so anxious, because you find that something that you would normally sit down and think and realize that no, this thing doesn't make sense. We find ourselves doing the very thing that in our normal senses we wouldn't do. It's like we have a moment of madness. So the children of Israel, they ask Aaron. Aaron says, okay, that's my chance. Give. Bring me the ornaments. They give him the made of gold or whatever. He cooks this on the fire, and he carves a golden calf. He carves the golden calf. Out of all the gods, out of all the imitations, out of all the idols, they had to think of a cow that feeds on grass compared to a God that had done so much for them. And now the thinking is, okay, so now that you have made this golden calf, they have this golden calf and they are now worshipping, they are doing the singing and on this golden calf that doesn't move, that doesn't talk. They had an encounter with a God that speaks to them to a moment that they said, okay, don't talk to us, talk to Moses, otherwise you consume us, because they've heard the rumblings and the thunderings, and now they are asking for a God that will lead them. And you're asking yourself, this God is going to guide and lead you to where? Remember, the destination where you are going, it's a map for another God. So are you saying you are making a God that you are going to control, that you are going to tell that we are going to Canaan, now lead us? You are the one who is in charge here. You are the one who is telling your God what to do. Are you saying, what if this God that you are creating then decides that let's go back to Egypt? What are you going to do? When you get to the Red Sea, how is this God going to help you? Is he going to part the Red Sea? What is going to happen? They don't think, I wish I could, go and sit there as they are making this golden calf, as they are, worshipping. I wish I could go and sit there and hear their conversations. What are they saying? Is there anyone amongst them who is thinking beyond what is happening at that particular time? Or everyone is so consumed by what is happening there that tomorrow will take care of itself? They will deal with tomorrow. If Moses comes tomorrow, then we'll pick it up from there. No one is thinking beyond. Okay, fine, we're leaving Moses behind. Okay, fine, we are not leaving Moses and his God behind. But this one that we have made, where are we going? Right? How are we going to work with this one? No one thinks of that. So that shows that as human beings, when we are anxious, we are a very dangerous people. That is why God says, be still and know that I am God. That word of saying be still is very crucial, because we have a tendency of running all over the place when things are hard. We have a tendency of running all over the place when things don't make sense. We have a tendency of running all over the place when there is uncertainty. We love familiarity. We love certainty. We are creatures of routine. Anything outside routine, we get anxious, right? We have created, these spaces, these nets that are familiar to us. So everything of God must come in the frames or within the nets that we have created ourselves. If this thing comes outside the nets that we have created, then it's not coming from God. Then it's not Him. Sometimes God is silent, and silence is what you're going to get at that particular time. And this God that we worship, in His silence, He's speaking. So if you find yourself so anxious, you just like children of Israel, it sounds so weird when you're listening to the story, but this is what we do every day with our kind of idols. Of course, we don't do this idol. There is power, there is money, immorality. These are the all idols that we now worship because they are everywhere. All of us want a piece of it.